What's up, guys? This is the Butler. This is your daily news and third stimulus package update for January 15th. Happy Friday, and I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. President Trump has been impeached for the second time. This makes Trump the first and only president to be impeached twice. Now, as everybody know, Joe Biden will be taking office January 20th at noon. And people ask, why? Why still impeach President Trump right now? Well, there's a couple reasons why. One of the main reasons why is because the Democrats, along with many Republicans and millions of Americans, see President Trump as a threat to Americans. They feel, as well as I, that he incited the violence that happened on Capitol Hill on January 6th. There's blood on his hands. Second, if he is impeached, the House has already impeached him. So that portion is done. Now the articles of impeachment get sent to the Senate. The Senate will vote on it, and they also have an option to add in if he should be barred from ever running again. So if that does happen and he is convicted in the Senate, and I believe the Senate only needs about 17 members to agree that he should be impeached, then the impeachment will fall through on both sides, and he will be barred from never running for office again. We don't know how that's going to go. Senator leader right now, Mitch McConnell, and he will become the minority leader on January 20th, has said that he doesn't want to start a trial until January 19th, the day before he becomes the minority. So, it's kind of political games, but, it is what it is at this point. At this point, the trial will happen. It's most likely going to happen when Chuck Schumer takes over as leader of the Senate. We don't know how the trial is going to go, so we'll have to wait and see. I will keep you guys posted on that. Unfortunately, the unemployment rose tremendously. Last week it was at roughly about $186,000 new claims. 186,000 new claims came in last week, and this week it is up to 965,000. So that's a pretty large leap. Granted that we've been leveling at around 750 or so for the past 2 weeks. 750,000 new claims of unemployment for the first time. And that's unfortunately just expected to grow until, some serious stimulus happens, and most likely people get vaccinated and start feeling more comfortable. Second stimulus check update. We gotta backtrack a little bit. I know that there are millions of people, I think it's roughly 3 million people, who have not received any type of stimulus, and there's roughly 4 million people who have not received the second stimulus check. They received the first one, but they did not receive the second one of $600. It's extremely frustrating. My prayers go out to you and your family, those who need it the most. Those are the people that's mostly affected, unfortunately. Today is the last day that the IRS can legally send out money. So if you do not have it by today, or I'm assuming that it's a couple of grace period, if you maybe get a check in the mail, you will have to wait to file your 2020 taxes to receive this additional stimulus, unfortunately. Good news is, I know it's a little bit rough, but the good news is, if you have never ever received a stimulus check and you're entitled to one, then you can file what's called the recovery rebate credit on your 2020 taxes, and that will allow you to get those funds. I don't know how fast IRS is going to be, distributing 2020 refunds. But this is like a 2-week grace period. So for the next 2 weeks, the IRS, like I said, is not sending out any more stimulus for the second stimulus package because they are preparing to work on the 2020 tax season. So hopefully they're on their A game. Hopefully they get their stuff together, not send stimulus checks to the wrong accounts, and give people the money that they all seriously need. Last night, Joe Biden gave his plan or his proposal for the next stimulus package, which is the third package. Technically third, it seems like a lot more, but the third package. And what he wants is to fill that void of the $2,000 checks, because it was all on the table, $2,000, and then Mitch McConnell said no. We can all agree on 600. We're not going to go into who said what. The Trump administration, Stephen Mnuchin, and Mitch McConnell was in agreement for the 600. Once they agreed upon the 600, they say, oh no, we should have 2,000. All that's out the water right now. Joe Biden, at the Georgia rallies, said that if the Democrats won, then you can guarantee $2,000. So in his proposal, he's living up to that. He's saying that, hey, you will get an additional $1,400 check, in addition to the people who've already received the $600 check. Probably within his first 2 weeks, he wants to get this bill passed. Well, it's not even a bill right now. He wanted to get his proposal into a bill to get voted on. Also, he wanted to add an additional child fund or child build for low and middle income families. So the way that this is written down, children 5 years old and under will receive $250 per month through September 30th. And if you have a child or dependent 6 to 17 years old, you'll receive a monthly income through September 30th of $300. Now, this can help out tremendously. This can help out struggling families tremendously if this is approved. My fingers are crossed for this to happen. We don't know how it's going to happen, or if it's going to happen. We'll know here in a couple days on, once he takes office, we'll get a more clearer picture of his proposal and how things were going to work. Also in there is a $400 billion going to state and local governments. This is also huge for people that's on SNAP benefits, people schools reopening, getting vaccinated, PPP, frontline workers. This can be a seriously game changer. And also he wants to give extra funds for frontline workers of all types. So frontline workers are not just nurses and doctors, fire department. It's also the people who distribute food, people that works inside gas stations, nursing homes, things of that nature. He wants to give them an additional fund. It's not clear exactly how much, if it's going to be hourly, if it's going to be one lump sum. Hopefully, it's something that's going to be significant enough to give these people what they deserve. I don't think that they have had any type of reconciliation at all whatsoever since the beginning of the pandemic, and they are the people who literally are risking their lives for us. So hopefully that goes out. Also, unemployment, he is extending, his proposal is to extend unemployment for $400 also through September 30th. And I keep saying September 30th, that is when the government funding runs out. So essentially it'd be $400 per week in addition to what you're already getting if you have not ran out of your state unemployment funds. Also, the extension of student loans. He also wants to extend that through September 30th until the pandemic. Obviously, though, that millions of people out here are struggling with student loans during the pandemic. Student loans are never fun, He also mentioned that he wants to have a certain amount forgiven. It's between 10 and 50,000. Again, we will know more in the coming days on, if he will be able to do that. But what we can guarantee is that extension will be for some time. Also, the eviction moratorium. Now, this one has to pass like ASAP, because as of right now, the eviction moratorium ends on January 31st. That's 2 weeks from now. Joe Biden takes office the 20th. I don't know how much work they can get done. I don't know if this can be an executive order. I have no idea. If this proposal doesn't pass by then, I think it's pretty early for it to pass this entire thing. I know the Republicans will have some objections. And also, Joe Biden wants to increase the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now, I think that that's a really good idea, but I also think it's a terrible idea, because this would be $15 an hour can help out people tremendously, but it can also sink a lot of ships when it comes to small businesses. There's a bunch of small businesses that literally is paying the federal minimum wage of, I believe, $7.25 an hour. So to say that they need to double that can be devastating to their business. So if they do the $15 an hour federally, it has to be some provisions on the amount of employees that you have at minimum. In my opinion, I don't see any way that small businesses will be able to survive if they have to pay double what they're paying, and they can barely pay that during a pandemic. We'll see how that unfolds, but that is one objection that I know that Republicans will have an issue with. Also, in COVID-19 news, so a new study came out, and it basically says if you have been infected with COVID-19, the regular strand, there's two other strands here in the United States that we're just now being aware of, one from the UK, and there's another that pretty much mutated in Ohio. But if we're talking about just the regular COVID-19, if you will, you are immune for 5 months. After 5 months, it is possible that you can be reinfected with the virus, unfortunately. I'll keep you guys updated on more information. More information as I get it. If you found this video informative, please subscribe to the channel. Please leave any comments or questions down below, and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. I will try to answer them quickly. I'll see you guys on the next one, and have a good day.